instant noodle price hikes, getting fined in Thailand, Thai politics, and Bangkok Buskets. Find out more on today's Good Morning Thailand. Hello, I'm Jay.
I am Maddie.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I actually had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand. This show is brought to you by Andamanda Water Park. We're going to start the show today with a quick fire round, starting with floods. Now, there was heavy rain in Thailand yesterday. Several areas of Bangkok and Samut Prakan have been flooded after 6 hours of continuous heavy rain last night, causing many cars to break down. And meanwhile, in Nonthaburi, there was also a billboard that collapsed on two houses in strong winds. Did any of you experience heavy rain?
Yeah, yesterday on the way back.
It was thunderous.
It was crazy rain. Everything was white from
That's
the
right.
window. Yeah.
Thunderous indeed. Moving on to our next quick update. It's regarding public buses. Now, the BMTA plans to get about 3,200 electric buses, and they want to stop using their fossil-fueled buses, which is great because they create a lot of pollution. And the plan is part of BMTA's revised business rehabilitation plan, and it will take about the next 3 years to replace those buses. They will also review their plan to hire a company to repaint 323 older buses to give it a fresh new look.
Nice.
But old engine still?
That's
Okay.
right.
Everything's the same.
Bangkok
Except the
revamp.
color.
In this new segment, I like to call Donde estas los drogas, or Where are the drugs? Malaysia is actually eyeing Thailand's Mary Jane policy. That's right. Public Health Minister, everyone's favorite Kun Anutin Chanvirakun, has come out and said that his counterpart in Malaysia, the Malaysian Health Minister, has said that, hey, we kind of like your Mary Jane policy, and we think that we might also have our own Mary Jane policy in Malaysia for medicinal purposes. Maybe
That's-
Malaysia will learn from the mistakes
That's
of
the
Thailand.
key word.
No, but that's so ironic because just not so long ago we were talking about how Malaysian were
So strict with
we're
this
so
law.
strict with it. Like even if they don't possess it, but even if it's in your system, they would like, no, you coming with us to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Well, Khairi Jamaluddin, who is the public health minister of Malaysia, he's expressed his interest in studying Thailand's Mary Jane policy. And they met during the 75th World Health Assembly, where all the health ministers meet and have a great old time talking about health. I'm guessing. What else would you do in that assembly? It's relevant only if you're a health minister. Moving on to shrooms, everyone's favorite shrooms. Thailand, this is actually a good story out of it. Thailand wants to use shrooms and their benefits to help the depressed people in Thailand. Now, the Thai Narcotics Control Board announced yesterday that it will develop medicine from hallucinogenic magic mushrooms to help cure the nation's depressed citizens. Now, it actually does have a lot of health benefits. You know, people often associate shrooms. You know, here you have shrooms, you start hallucinating, go out in the wilderness and find yourself. But the Category 5 narcotic in Thailand is actually good, not only for enjoying a nice trip to somewhere else, but also it helps headaches, anxiety, anorexia, obsessive compulsive disorder, and various forms of substance abuse. So Thailand's studying into that.
So
That's
it's a
great news.
proposal, right?
Yeah, it is a proposal, and let's hope if it does come into plan, they plan it properly with proper regulations. And lastly, the story regarding a Thai doctor. This is all around social media. A Thai doctor actually slapped a 3-year-old for swearing.
Oh, I actually
What?
saw this
That's
yesterday
right.
and I was surprised.
And
Like,
yeah.
he has issues,
He
clearly.
also refused to treat him. Now, what happened was, you know, let's say a mother and dad took their 3-year-old to this hospital. I believe it was in... Quick, someone fill in.
It's in the provinces.
It was in one of the provinces.
Yes.
Very well done. I shall find out that out for you. But anyways, what happened was the child was taken in, you know, he was with the doctor, and apparently he said the F word. Now, the parents claim that he didn't even call the doctor the F word. He just said the F word.
To a toy was
To a toy, I believe,
was the
yes.
story.
And the doctor took matters into his own hand and slapped the kid and then refused to treat him. I
What?
didn't know it was possible for a doctor to refuse treatment of a 3-year-old for saying a swear word, let alone the whole justifying disciplining someone else's child. So that was a story in itself, and it's going quite crazy online. People have their different opinions on it. Initial thoughts?
I think the doctor is the one who needs treatment at this point.
Okay.
Up here.
Well, the family filed a police complaint because they were like, why are you assaulting our 3-year-old for swearing,
Yeah.
even if it was made by by mistake.
Like ethics.
The family claimed that yes, the child was playing with a toy. He hit himself on the head with the toy, and he said the F word. The doctor claims that no, the child actually said F you, Doctor Two, because that's his name. So the doctor's name was Two. I was like,
Was it
F
really?
you, Doctor Two, and I was like, how does the kid know the
Yeah.
doctor's name? He's 3 years old. Anyways, who knows? They'll probably do an investigation. Now the doctor said he's going to go and apologize to the family. We'll still have to wait and see what happens. And that was your quick fire round, ladies and gentlemen.
Very
Quick
quick.
update. Actually, it's really nice. It's like I'm up to date with all the news in Thailand right
All right,
now.
finish Pack Show.
Yeah, bye. Okay, kidding.
We do have some more topics that we're going to be discussing in depth that perhaps require more attention. Let's start with political parties being killed. Let's go into Thai politics for a moment. Sarah, you've got more.
Yes, so yesterday, an election bill designed to benefit small political parties with a better chance of winning party list MP seats in the next general election, which is supposed to happen next year, was effectively killed yesterday morning after the parliament failed to muster a quorum for a vote on it. So the special joint parliamentary session of MPs and members of the Senate was called by the parliament president Chun Lik Pai as a last attempt to save the bill. The session waited for around 90 minutes to achieve the quorum, but eventually only 349 of the parliamentarians were present. The session would need 365 members for the quorum. So the senators who were largely absent from the session, while only a handful of MPs of the ruling Palang Pracharat party, which is the government party, were present. A lot of absence by the Pheu Thai party, which is the main opposition party, which had made it clear that its opposition to the bill, which was designed to favor small political parties in calculating party list MPs. So yesterday was actually the deadline. It was 180-day deadline for the bill to be adopted by the parliament. With the bill now practically dead, the parliament will have to go back to the original version of the bill submitted by the cabinet earlier. It uses a different method of calculation that would limit the chance of small parties in winning party list MP. So, to explain a little bit more here, the original version, which is sponsored by the cabinet and drafted by the election commission, proposed the use of 100 seats in the calculation. So, in the next general election, which is believed, as I mentioned, is next year, but not really sure which month yet, the total number of votes each party gets will be divided by the number 100 or 500 to determine the number of party list seats each will get. So the figure 100 derives from the total number of party list MPs, while 500 includes all of the constituency MPs as well. So small parties obviously prefer the use of 500, as it would be easier for them to win a list seat using a larger number as a divisor. So, who is affected by this? In long term, who is benefiting actually would be the Pheu Thai party, which stands to benefit if the calculative method is killed. And the immediate implications, however, may have to do with the future of the government coalition, because now the current government is made up from small parties as well. So it remains to be seen what will happen. It seems like there is some drama behind the scenes, behind the curtain. So we will keep you up to date on this. So that was a quick update about Thai politics.
Was that quick?
I mean, I had to explain. Otherwise,
Fair enough.
there's no background to it.
Fair
and,
enough. Fair
it'll be
enough.
confusing.
It is what it is. All right. Girls, I actually had, I was very fortunate to meet a very young, strong female entrepreneur. Or entrepreneur in general. She just happened to be a female. But I'm talking about Alekia. Now, I recently did an interview with Alekia, and she's a young entrepreneur who at the age of 15 started her own basketball league in Thailand, which is pretty great, because I mean basketball in general is not a very prominent sport here, and therefore it doesn't get as much love as maybe Muay Thai or even football, soccer in brackets. But yeah, she single-handedly started her own basketball league because she was 15. She had dreams to basically, follow basketball as a career maybe, and learn it and do it in college, but there were no options, there was no facilities, there was no infrastructure, so she decided to just build it all herself. So ladies and gentlemen, at Thaiger here, we're going to be introducing to you to a lot more entrepreneurs and inspiring people, and starting with this very young entrepreneur, introducing Alekia and introducing Bangkok Buskets. Tell me a little bit more about Bangkok Buskets.
So at the age of 15, I had aspirations to play collegiate level basketball.
Okay.
And this was soon barricaded by the little and lack of exposure here in Thailand, where basketball players in Thailand aren't seen on a global scale. So their talents aren't displayed there. So I started Bangkok Buckets with a vision to promote local basketball players here, giving them a opportunity to be displayed on a show and showcased on Instagram and YouTube, where collegiate coaches could see their talents. So I would personally go film, curate 1-minute highlight videotapes of these the best basketball players in Thailand, and once I edited these videos, I would upload it on a platform, which is my Instagram, where collegiate coaches could see and eventually recruit these individuals.
Let's go back in time. There's a 15-year-old girl who wants to start her own league of basketball. What were some of the challenges that you faced?
The challenges I faced were definitely with gaining a following. I think I was in over my head. I thought in the first couple months I would definitely reach 1,000 followers, but going into it 2 years along the line, it was still not at that. I hadn't reached that amount yet. And when I started the league, especially when I turned 18, I think the challenges were really just getting people to join. People don't want to join a league that is run by an 18-year-old because of the lack of experience. And I guess it was a lot to do with my age and just balancing being a student and also being a child, and then also being an athlete at the same time. I just sat down one day and in 24 hours I had reached out to venues and referees and just a bunch of players as well who I'd kept contact with, and I told them I wanted to launch this league, and they told me, okay, we'll try and find sponsors for you and bring our own sponsors in. And I also went in with the impression that sponsors would come, but as mentioned earlier, as an 18-year-old entrepreneur, nobody really wants to give their money to an 18-year-old and say, okay, here, I trust you. And also I'd never done a league before. So
did you ever expect there to be, such success? I think of it definitely as success, because at first you had no idea what you're doing, but all you have is a dream and a passion behind playing basketball, making it into the future, into this. And fast forward a couple of years after struggling, you've got all these people joining, these teams joining, these sponsors who want to be a part of you. You get, scouts and different people from even America commending you on your achievements and saying like, hey, we like what you've done here. Did you ever expect it to reach this level?
No, not at all. I think I'm so grateful for like all the support I've received in the past couple of months, and definitely over the past 3 years. But I definitely couldn't have done this without the support of my parents, my family, coaches and mentors. There's so many people, like a list to name. People believing in me. That is just the best feeling that I've reached today, that I've been able to accomplish all of this with the people I love by my side.
Let me ask you, what's next for Bangkok Buskets and what's next for Alekia?
So this coming fall, I will be attending NYU to study sports management and
good university,
and hopefully minor in physiotherapy.
Okay.
As for Bangkok Buckets, I believe basketball, and I'm confident that basketball will be in my life no matter where I go and what I do.
Sure.
I plan on continuing Bangkok Buckets in New York and filming the local players there. However, I have been in contact with a bunch of videographers here and students here who plan to help me and keep filming the
Bangkok Buskets Thailand.
Okay. The players in Thailand and post that on a global scale. And my mission will always be the same: to create positive change and provide an opportunity for local Thai athletes to reach their collegiate dreams of playing basketball.
Well, Alekia, all I'd like to say is, like, on behalf of the Thaiger, we're on a new movement to introduce our viewers, young entrepreneurs and just, business experts in Thailand in general who are making a difference. You are by far the youngest entrepreneur we've ever had.
Thank you.
On the Thaiger. And I think what Bangkok Buskets is doing is absolutely great, because you're right, Thailand does not have the infrastructure, the experts to support young athletes and young kids who have a dream to make it, especially in basketball. You know, it's not the dominant favorite sport here, but here you are making a difference, and we'd like to wish you all the best in your
Thank you.
in your bright future ahead in your sports management degree. And we hope to hear more from you. Bangkok Buskets Thailand, Bangkok Buskets New York. We hope you make it big, and all the best to you in your future. Thank you for joining us
Thank
today.
you so much for having me, and it's really been a great opportunity to be on your show today.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
And that was Alekia. What an inspiration.
Yeah.
God,
It's
what
very
was I?
ambitious
Yeah,
and
what was I
impressive.
doing at 18?
I don't even know what I'm doing now, like, let alone
That's
18.
fair. That's fair. Alekia making a difference, standing up for herself. Yeah, so she is 18 years old. She's going to be going to university very soon, but she started this league when she was 15, and now they've got sponsorships. They've got a lot of people joining in of different ages. I believe the youngest is they accept is 17, and they've got their oldest player is 40, but they're at a very high level. It's not just I play basketball for fun. The serious. It's a community. A lot of the students or people involved in there have dreams to make it big, and one girl made it all happen. So
Kudos to her.
yeah, great opportunity, great chance to meet such an inspiring young adult, and once again we wish her the best. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Once we come back from the break, we're going to be discussing about instant noodles, as well as we've got a story regarding the real owner of the Mountain Bee club that was on fire. So we'll be back right after this. Welcome back. This show is brought to you by Andamanda Water Park. Girls, I don't know what more I can say about Andamanda Water Park. Have I convinced you to travel to Phuket just for the water park yet?
Yes.
Most definitely. Yeah.
That's right.
We should go together. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Next Thaiger meetup, Andamanda Water Park.
Oh
Yeah. That would be fun.
That's going to be a fun
I'm
time.
down.
It
Yeah,
would
for
be
I think a
sure.
lot of the viewers would join. They'd fly into Thailand just for that.
I'm sure.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in Phuket, consider visiting Andamanda Water Park by yourself, with your partner,
Let us know.
yeah, or even your family, and you can have a great time there. All right. I'd also like to thank Peter Brobin and Billy Cost, because guess what? The Thaiger legends. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. We appreciate you. Thank you for the support. All right. Court issues an arrest warrant for the real owner of Mountain Bee. Little back information, Mountain Bee is a club that was on fire, and
August 5th.
yeah, news that's been dominating Thai media for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Can I please have some more information regarding the real owner?
Yeah, so the Pattaya Provincial Court yesterday issued an arrest warrant for Sia B, the original owner of the club, father. So the police investigation reveals that Sia B's father used his son's name to open the venue. Sia B's father is 55-year-old and is wanted on suspicion of 2 counts: carelessness causing death and opening an entertainment venue without a license. Sia B was arrested under the same charges and later released on bail for 300,000 baht a week ago. So far, the police have not provided any information or evidence about how the father came to be the suspected real owner of Mountain Bee, which was illegally operating as a nightclub but registered as a restaurant. The entertainment venue did not have a license or fire insurance. The police have also not said whether the charges against Sia B will be dropped. We will keep you up to date, so you can follow the updates on the Thaiger News website for this. And a little bit more information here. So representatives of the injured and the dead from the Mountain Bee pub. So as of right now, there's already 19 people who have passed away from this incident, which is very sad. Lodged a complaint with the Crime Suppression Division police yesterday to get them to take over over the investigation from the local police, saying that they don't trust the local police work. The group has sought help from another celebrity lawyer who is well known to help underdogs and the underprivileged. And he said that he has some evidence about the deadly fire and would like to give the evidence to the CSD instead of the local police.
Okay.
And the father of the 19th victim who passed away yesterday, condolences, said that he wants a clear-cut answer from the pub's owner about the compensation that his family will receive following the death of his daughter. Because as of right now, they only received 30,000 baht. And that is not sufficient to cover the expenses. As I've mentioned earlier, as of right now, 19 people have passed away as a direct result of the fire, and this is one of the worst since 2009, the Santika pub during New Year, and a number of the injured are still on life support in hospitals. So we will keep you up to date about the ongoing story about this. It seems like there is so many mysteries and layers than we think it has.
Unfortunately, the death toll keeps going up.
I know.
I believe the 18th victim was a 17-year-old.
Exactly.
I mean,
So many questions on that as well. So it's a very, very sad incident, and hopefully we will come to a conclusion to that soon.
sure.
And I find it a little bit sad in a way that we're so heavily reliant on social media. Like they had to hire a celebrity lawyer to look into it. Because if they don't use somebody who's well known or they don't want to follow that person, maybe this case might like just dwindle out, you know?
Like fade away in the
Yeah.
background like it usually does.
Yes.
And yeah, you're right. That's what happens because the owner is quite wealthy.
Yeah.
And with a lot of wealth, you
Seems
can
like
do a lot of things in
influential
Thailand.
in the province as well. That is why they don't want the local police to be involved anymore.
All right. Once again, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest information on the Thaiger.com. Let's now move on and talk about some more general topics that are going around in Bangkok. Let's start with instant noodles. They're seeking a price hike, which is horrible.
And it's not
for
the
a lot
first
of people.
time. They've
Yeah.
been asking this 2 or 3 times already, and they received a big no from the government.
Yeah. Natty, can you please tell me more?
Yes, so the manufacturers of the 5 largest instant noodle brands, I think some of you might know them. They're Mama, YY, Yum Yum, Nissin, and Susat. For the first time in half century of the For the first time in their half century of the establishment, have joined forces to call on the Commerce Ministry to allow them to raise their prices in line with soaring production costs within a week. Now, today, the 5 instant noodle producers will be submitting a letter to the Internal Trade Department to ask permission to increase the price of their instant noodles from 6 baht per pack to 8 baht. So that's only a 2 baht difference. Now, each manufacturer earlier individually sought to raise prices since the middle of last year, but they were declined. Now, they said that the prices of palm oil were skyrocketing by 3 times to 60 baht per kilogram, while those of wheat increased by 20 to 30% year on year. Not to mention prices of other agricultural products such as garlic and chili also has increased by 8 to 35%, while the prices of other raw materials such as packaging and plastic also increased by 12 to 15%. Now, in case you're wondering, why don't these companies just increase their prices? Why do you have to ask for permission? Well, that's because, fortunate or unfortunately, instant noodles have been kept under the Commerce Ministry's price control list. Basically, they're classified as essential commodities for the people, so they want to keep the prices low. And like Sarah said earlier, in the past, the prices of instant noodles had only been allowed to adjust 2 times. So first was back 25 years ago in 1997, and that was from 4.5 baht to 5 baht. And then the most recently, and that was 14 years ago, it was increased from 5 baht to 6 baht. So a very small adjustment for like a 10-year period. And they said that the increase in raw materials cost has brought about a heavy loss to instant noodle manufacturers, forcing some major brands to shift their focus to expanding into other countries where they're allowed to adjust the prices of their products in line with higher operating costs. So now they're thinking like, look, if we can't rise the price in Thailand because we're suffering financially, then we're going to just export the goods outside.
Makes
But
sense.
it makes sense, but then now it's really bad for Thai people because we're getting the short end of the deal. Because in
Exactly.
order to keep the prices low, they're going to have to really reduce the costs of the production costs, including the raw materials. So that means that the quality of oil, the quality of food in general is decreasing.
And
just
it's
to keep
already
it.
instant noodles.
Yeah, and it's
That might
already
lead
instant
to a
noodles.
shortage
Yeah.
of mama.
Could be because the one thing the country can't control is that you're right. They could even reduce the amount of instant
Exactly.
noodles. Now, disregarding the fact that instant noodles aren't necessarily the best food in regards to health and nutrients, a lot of people heavily rely on
Especially
instant noodles.
local people.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's not the point of health now. A lot of people need to survive, and they'll eat instant
And the
noodles
thing is, you
for
can
that.
make many dishes from it.
Yes.
It can be like fried noodles.
That's right.
and-
Yum.
Yeah,
They use the
exactly.
instant noodles and then put vegetables and stuff in it. It's like rice.
Exactly.
And
for
some people can't buy the rice, so they buy instant noodles. It's a lot cheaper.
And 8 baht, I think, is reasonable
Mm.
for the situation right now. So, I don't know. I think the government needs to rethink about this.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're gonna increase the, I don't know, they're looking into increasing the minimum wage, right? Then these people are also using people in their labor to do minimum wages. Like
Exactly.
they also need it. There's a lot of price increase from their end as well.
All right. For now, we're going to take a quick break. Once we come back from the break, we'll be addressing a poll we did yesterday, as well as your comments and feedback, members. So we'll be back right after this. Conversation and have your voice heard. Discuss the issues, share information, and get information. Tiger Talk is where you keep in touch with everything Thailand. Go to thetiger.com/talk. Welcome back. It's now time to address the poll we did yesterday. Now, we asked everyone, what do you love most about Thailand? Fairly simple question. A lot of answers. However, a lot of people complained, you didn't put this. We can't put 20 choices. Unfortunately, we can only put 5. And we decided with these choices. Now, what do you love most about Thailand? 43%. And the winner by a majority is friendliness of local people. I was actually really surprised.
Why are you
Why?
surprised?
Friendliness of local people.
We're known as the land
No,
of
really,
smiles.
they're friendly though.
Absolutely. Thai people are the loveliest people I've ever met in my entire life. Way more friendlier than Indians. That's a fact.
But
But I just thought that wouldn't be the number one, you know?
See the other options you have.
yeah,
Number 2, 21% nightlife and entertainment. Number 3, 16% authentic Thai cuisine.
I thought this would be number 1.
That's what I thought. That's my
fair.
point. That's my point. 14% affordable accommodation, and 7% said cultural and historical diversity. That one I'm not surprised that wasn't last place, but yes, I value, maybe because I've lived here for 20 years or whatever. I'm basically Thai, even though I'm not. Friendliness of local people, yeah, but Thai cuisine. The freedom that you have in Thailand to just go and buy alcohol in 7-Eleven.
You're taking our
but
kindness
there is
for
time.
granted.
Maybe I am.
Yeah.
Maybe I am.
You're like, your kindness, that's nice, but wow, this moving is really good.
What do you guys think?
On what? On like friendliness of local people?
Yeah, or
I feel
just
like
all of the
city
choices, really.
people, like let's say in Bangkok, they
Yeah.
would less friendly, and this is like everywhere
Yeah.
in big cities.
Yes.
But in smaller cities, like let's say Nan or other places like that, people are very friendly and very nice. Even to local people, like to another Thai,
Yeah.
they're very nice. So imagine to another foreigner, it's just.
And a lot of
I understand that.
southern locals and northern locals don't like these Bangkok people
Hey, excuse me.
because
excuse me.
they're too rude and they
You're
don't smile
rudies.
enough. No, that's a real
But
thing.
This is
Yeah.
true. They
You-
think like city people are not as friendly.
Yeah, exactly. So even amongst Thais, when most people, if they come to Bangkok, they'd have one perception of the people.
Like snobby.
But yeah, if you're right. If you go to Nan or if you do go to
Smaller
Phuket, that's
cities.
island on Thailand.
Oh.
You go to Chiang Mai or Chiang Rai, people are lovely.
Very nice.
Yes. Nightlife and entertainment in number 2. I think people, some people don't appreciate the fact that, I've lived in the Middle East, and it was there's not a lot of freedom there. You know, in places like Qatar, you need a alcohol license to have the ability to buy the alcohol.
Wow.
And to get the alcohol license, you need to fit in a certain bracket of how much you earn. And there's a lot of restrictions on that. You can't publicly drink out here. You know, you wear a...
But there's still some like time where you're allowed to buy alcohol. I think it's 2 to 5.
In Thailand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but those are restrictions. But that's what I mean. You can still buy it before and after and stock up. But what I mean is, like, I can be wearing a Singer beer wife beater tank top.
Please
And,
never wear that.
have my Leo on my left hand and be drinking out on the street, and no one would stop me.
Yeah.
That's...
They'll just look at you though and have thoughts.
They'd be like, alcoholic. And I'd be like, hey.
Yep.
They'd be like,
At least you
"Falang
know."
ba."
Yeah, true.
Anyways,
Accurate.
authentic Thai cuisine. Everybody loves Thai food. No
Thai
secret
food's
there. And affordable accommodation. Now, actually, a lot of people complained about the accommodation. They said accommodation is expensive. Now, when I moved here to Bangkok, I think accommodation prices, especially in Asok, are ridiculously expensive.
Depends on the area, I would say.
Yes. But yeah, outskirts of Bangkok, you can get yourself a nice villa for like 10 to 15K.
But
a
I
month.
think ever
Like a
since the
house even.
pandemic,
Yeah, a house,
though,
yeah.
ever since the pandemic hit, I think the prices of anywhere in Thailand have dropped significantly.
But
even in
now-
Istanbul.
Yes.
Oh, now it's climbing
But,
back.
Now
but,
it's
but still, I still feel like it's expensive. Like, you're paying 20,000 baht for like 45 square meters. That's nuts. In Asok area.
But this is like city center.
45 square meters.
But if you go out
That's
to
like 3 of
Onut
me.
or Prakanong, the price drops. It's very different price over
It
there.
is. Anyways, a couple of comments. CK said, friendliness of locals is part of the culture, so culture and history wins. Majid said, not listed are nature, green islands, and beautiful beaches. I think we'd all agree that that is one of the highlights of Thailand. And Bjorn hit it on the nail. He said, nice climate. Nobody mentioned that apart from Bjorn, I think. Thailand has amazing weather. Yeah? Talk to your counterpart.
You don't
I'm
agree?
not gonna comment. It's
Go
very
and live in
humid.
Germany during the winter. Or
Okay, I'm not good
Switzerland,
with
rather.
cold.
Yeah.
There we go.
But
But-
it's very humid here.
I love that. That's what keeps the skin young.
Right.
Natty knows the secrets. Natty
No,
has
not
all the
really.
secrets.
She actually
Sorry.
said that a few times, so I'm just gonna believe her on that and embrace it.
It's now time to address some of the comments and questions and mentions from the members. Enter the chat. The voice of God.
Hello.
Oh, there she is.
Good
She's a bit mellow
morning.
today. A bit mellow, voice of God. What's going on?
Oh no, nothing.
Oh.
There's a question from Sick Puppy.
Okay.
What about the dog story?
Yeah, bow wow, Jay.
Yes, we had a dog story. I apologize. We didn't have enough time to address it on the main show. But do you want to give a quick recap?
Yeah, I do.
What happened to the Bow Wow story?
So a guy in a condominium, in a high-end luxury condominium, got fined 141,500 baht for having a dog in the condo. Now,
no.
typically when you hear that story, you're like, why is the fine so high?
like
what did he
excessive.
do? Yeah, it's excessive, right? But this is the perfect example where you can't criticize until you know the full context.
Okay.
Now, the guy apparently knows that the rule of the condo is that you cannot own pets, especially not dogs.
Majority of the condos here don't allow
Especially the
pets.
high-end ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he is a bit of a, I don't know,
Rebel.
like a little bit of a rebel, I guess, and he just flaunts his dog everywhere. And he's like, look, I have a dog, look. And then sometimes he just doesn't pick up after his dog. So there's
I hate people
poo-poo
like
or
that.
feces everywhere. And he actually takes pictures and then sends them off or something like that. So
It's just a bit of an asshole.
he is quite, yeah.
You say that.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, sorry. Yeah, continue.
But basically, that's the wrap up. So he's not necessarily an angel.
He's winding them up.
Yeah.
He
deserves
deserves
it.
it.
So
I
he's
was
like-
gonna say he deserves
Maybe
it.
he was trying to get kicked out of the condo. I don't know
Because
for
he's so
whatever
rich?
for-
Yeah.
for whatever reason. But yeah,
But I'm
it
glad
deserves
that,
it.
I'm glad that the
100K
condo is
fine.
really taking care of this because it's a cautionary tale for
Yeah.
anybody who wants to break rules and actually kind of be ostentatious about it also, like, hey, look at rules, I don't care, and just like continuously do it. That's not very nice.
Yeah, on top of that, the dog owner actually like got mad at the condo and challenged them to sue him, and so now they
so
sued
now
him.
they're
Yeah, so
suing.
now they
oh, yeah,
sued him.
okay,
Alright.
bring it on.
I think he's got nothing really going on in his life, and he needs some attention. So, therefore, he's decided to do this. Sad. Oh well. It is what it is because Yeah, I don't know where I was going with it.
Bow wow.
Too much time spent on Bow Wow. That was your Bow Wow story, Sick Puppy. Sick Puppy cares about the puppies.
Aw.
This is not a... This is a... Yeah. All right. Continue.
Yes. There was a comment that I got from Arena, and she said, "Call them ladies, not girls."
Yeah, Jay.
Okay.
We're ladies.
Do you want to be called ladies or girls?
Ladies. Actually.
Ladies.
And if I call you girls, what are you going to... What, you wouldn't like that?
Not
We'll
as
just
much.
resent you from inside.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. I respect your choices, and therefore, if you prefer ladies, I shall call you ladies.
Nice.
I
Thank
just-
you.
yeah.
How about, can you call me A?
I've been criticized for calling someone ladies before. They were like,
Why?
because they felt they felt nicer and they felt younger when I called them girls.
Oh, then that's an
Actually
insecure.
don't really.
Maybe they were insecure, or maybe they were actually mature, but you know
Yeah,
they
there we
wanted
go.
to be called girls. So
I see.
I didn't want to offend, but I indirectly
You have to
did
know
offend.
your audience, Jay.
Oh, you're my audience.
right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, the abuse I deal with you girls. Sorry, ladies.
Oh.
The abuse I deal with you ladies on a daily
You already
basis.
messed up.
Ugh.
Oh well, we forgive you.
Moving on.
Do I save you now? Okay. When you talked about the story of the doctor slapping a kid,
Yeah.
Sick Puppy said that doctor would require a surgeon if he did that to my kid.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, it is sensitive. It's a very sensitive topic, but I don't think any random adult has
Especially a doctor, though.
Yeah, they don't have the right to
Yeah.
just discipline your child.
Yeah.
I'm going to take matters into my own hand and just slap you.
Literally.
Everyone would just go beating up everybody.
Like in the news, they said that there were like finger marks on his face as well.
Was it that hard?
It was that
Wow.
hard.
Yeah, he should be prosecuted. That's
sure.
Yeah, not
It's out of
inhumane
hand,
almost.
And when you talked about the floods and the heavy rain, John Peake said he was driving through the flood last night and there were trees over the road. Yesterday, I couldn't see the buildings from my
Everything was
condo.
white, right?
Yeah, it was like I could see only like close enough to my condo, and then the rest it's like black. Like I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
where are the buildings?
Yeah,
That's
same.
how bad it was last night. Were you guys trapped anywhere?
At home.
Yeah.
Trapped at home.
Yeah.
Okay, when we showed Alekia's interview for Bangkok Buckets, we had a few nice comments from our members. Mike said, if you are good at basketball, they will find you, the people that you would want recognition
Not
for
here,
your
though.
career.
Not in
It's not a big
Thailand, though.
sport, right?
It's hard. It's difficult here in Thailand.
Maybe in America it's a different story.
yeah.
But not in Thailand.
Definitely, yeah. Like even in my school, there's a lot of demand for it, but even in my school, like the biggest tournaments were for football, and then basketball like, every now and then.
Even
kind of
rugby is big for international sports.
Rugby depends if it's a British.
I mean, you went to a British.
Well, so did you, didn't you? Hey.
Just saying. Yeah.
Shano Traveler said she is going places. John Peake said, what a great lady. Hope she moves the world. Someone to look up to.
Yeah.
And
For
PG
sure.
Santa said she's really articulate and well spoken for an 18-year-old.
Absolutely,
agree.
very smart girl.
Okay. To the instant noodle topic, Shano Traveler said that cheap noodles feed the masses. So the increase in price would really, really impact the...
Exactly. I feel like the
people that have
government
easy
thinks they're
access.
helping, but they're doing the exact opposite of helping right now.
Yeah.
Increasing burden.
There's a Thai saying actually, if you want to know how good or bad the economy is in this country, look at the sales of mama noodles. Because if the sales increase, that means the economy is down. Yeah.
Okay, in the survey about what was the question? I made it. What do you love most about Thailand,
Yeah.
right? PG Sanda said even. Oh, okay. So Natty, don't take offense to any of this.
Oh,
even
geez.
people in Bangkok are nice compared to other city cultures. Oh wait, that's not offensive. But Sick Puppy goes, BKK peeps are snooty.
Snooty.
I guess some of them, not me.
Sure, Nat. Yeah. You should see her off camera. Are you also a Bangkok person?
I am, yes.
Oh no.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
How about
Very
you,
nice.
Phuket person?
What?
Phuket person.
Yeah, island boys.
Right.
And then Stefan
fake
said it was a nice poll. What would you guys have picked
I
among?
think food for me.
I think still I would go with Thai people's friendliness because there's so many incidents where you see how to call it, like a car that just stops in the middle of the road for whatever reason, like maybe it broke down, and people nearby would come up and like, "Mi alaiช่วย" like, do you have anything
Very nice.
where I can help?
Actually, I have a very nice story.
No,
I
please
wanted
go.
to share. So I went to Nan for Loi Gratong one time, and there was like an old couple sitting there just like looking at the whole thing, but not participating. I guess they didn't know where to get the gratong and stuff. And there was like tourist police walking around with few of his men. And, you know, people always have this like bad image of police, including me sometimes. I'm gonna admit to that. And he just walked up to this old couple and was like, do you want to participate, and ask one of his boys to go find gratong and walk them to the river and help them, you know, join the ceremony and the festival. And I thought that was very nice. I wasn't involved in anything, but I saw the whole thing happening, and that really stuck with me, and it really reminded me how friendly Thai people are.
Yeah.
That was a really good story. I thought I would like to share with everyone.
Nice.
Okay, quick, Jay. Now it's your turn.
Which one would you have picked?
Probably. I would have not picked any of them. I would have probably commented and said freedom. Now what I'll give you. Yeah. I feel like Thailand is very free, as in I've lived in certain countries in the Middle East where I felt extremely restricted, as in the freedom to, I can just go out and buy, even buying alcohol. You don't realize it when you can't, right? If I can just go and buy anything I want from 7-Eleven. I can, I've been restricted from going to certain areas because they were family places and I was a single male walking around in Middle East. So, you know, and maybe I look Indian or I had a beard. So, you know, there's not a lot of the racism here. Like I've said it before, it's due to ignorance, but people here are very friendly. So yeah, freedom to do whatever I want, whenever I want, walk out on the streets late night. There's very little crime here. So there's a lot of freedom as a
safe.
person living in this country, yeah. And that's it.
Yay.
That's it.
All right. On that note, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for sending your comments and feedback. And we hope you've enjoyed today's show. If you have, please click the like button. We would really appreciate it. And comment after the live video downstairs. It really helps the engagement. And
Downstairs?
sorry, downstairs, as in downstairs in the comment section below. As for now, I'd like to say thank you, Natty, Sarah,
Thank
Voice of God, and of
you.
course, Hot and Shy behind the buttons. We hope you had a great day today, and we hope you have a great day tomorrow, and you can join us live again 10 a.m. tomorrow. So until then, see you.
Bye.
Bye.